Interest rates have skyrocketed and home prices in most areas have hit the highest levels on record. And they're beginning to top out. So what does that mean for you as a real estate agent? It means that the market is shifting right in front of our eyes, and agents better shift with it or they're going to get blindsided. But what exactly are you supposed to do when a real estate market is shifting? That's the big question for this video, and that's the big question that every real estate agent should be asking themselves right now. So, I'm going to answer it for you today. Thanks for watching. I'm the Modern Agent, Jeff Ruby. I'm a realtor, team leader, and real estate coach who works with real estate agents to help launch, build, and scale profitable businesses. And today we are talking about this crazy real estate market that we're all experiencing here in the second quarter of 2022. And I'm going to show you 5 things that every real estate agent should be laser focused on when it comes to working through this shift. And if you dial in these 5 things and make them a priority in your business and in your life, not only are you going to survive in this market, you're going to build your business faster while other agents are struggling. And in some cases, completely out of the business. I've seen it happen, and I've seen it happen with agents who had previously done very well in real estate. It was 2008. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was standing in front of the TV. I was ironing a shirt, getting ready to go into, at that time, a traditional brick and mortar office. And I watched the entire financial system go down right in front of my eyes. Meanwhile, my 2-month-old son was napping in a room not more than 10 feet from where I was ironing my shirt. And I remember thinking to myself, oh shit, how am I going to take care of this kid? How am I going to take care of my family when everything that I had been working for was falling apart? The real estate market was slowly deteriorating right in front of me. Well, what I can say is that I not only made it through the crash of 2008, I was actually able to build a foundation in my business that still provides business and income for me and my family to this day, 14 years later. So needless to say, we survived. But one thing I can say is it wasn't easy. And here's what's crazy. So between 2008 and 2011, and during the biggest mortgage and real estate crash in history, I built a business that was doing over $30 million a year in sales, while others were getting out of the business for lack of sales. So today I want to share with you the exact strategy that I used to thrive in a very challenging real estate market and show you exactly what I did to be able to sell more homes in those 3 years than I've sold in my entire 18-year history. So make sure and like, comment, and subscribe so you can come back and watch this video again later. And if you're feeling really giving, share it with a friend. All right, let's jump right in. The first thing that I did to thrive and excel in the shifting real estate market was realign my lead generation model. Up until that time, the main source of leads for me was doing open houses. I was mostly doing them for other seasoned agents who had listings, and of course I would do them for my own listings when I got them as well. But that strategy was slowly drying up as more and more foreclosures were hitting the market, and there weren't as many opportunities for open houses. So instead of doing open houses, I shifted my lead generation model to getting on the phone, to being more proactive in seeking out business. Now, what was different about these calls than your standard run-of-the-mill for sale by owners or expired and withdrawal calls, I was making calls to neighborhood and asking people what they knew about the real estate market. See, at the time, everything was falling apart. Foreclosures were going crazy. People were getting very concerned as to what was going on in the market. And guys, that's no different as to what's going on right now. So I was making these calls, talking to people about the market, what was going on, and how this could affect them and their property values. And what I found is that most people really didn't know what was going on in the market. They had no idea of what was going on as far as values. They had no idea what was going on as far as supply and demand. But what they did know is what the media was sharing with them. They were scared. They didn't know what to do. Should they ride it out? Should they sell? What should they do? That was the big question that homeowners had when the market was shifting. And when they started to see that a lot of foreclosures were hitting the market that were very underpriced to get sold quickly, the question would arise is, how do I compete with those homes priced at that point? So I would answer questions, address concerns, gather email addresses, and add these people to my database. And then I would send out monthly reports about home values and information that would affect the value of their homes. And of course, relevant information about the real estate market in general. And before I knew it, I had people calling me and emailing me that were ready to sell. This revised strategy for my lead generation set my business off like a bottle rocket. I knew I was onto something. So agents need to shift their mindset around lead generation, because the things that have been working for the past few years are probably not going to work for the few years coming up. At least it's not going to work the same way that it worked before. Now, before I get to number 2, I want to make sure you know you can ask all of your questions, comments, anything that has to do with the shifting market down in the comments section below, as I will reply to every single comment. I want to answer your questions and I want to help you get through the shifting market. Okay, let's get on to number 2. The second strategy that you should implement in a shifting real estate market is one that will make your business and your life much more efficient and allow you to get more of what's most important done, instead of just getting shit done and feeling unfulfilled. Ever feel that way? You get a whole bunch of stuff done, but you don't really feel like you accomplished anything? Yeah, no, me either. It's never happened to me. So what you want to do here is you want to build your daily schedule with only the most important tasks and responsibilities. And I call this strategic time blocking. And this is number 2. Now, strategic time blocking is not the same as time management. You see, we can't manage time. We all have 24 hours in the day. But what we can do is manage what we do with that time. And that's called strategic time blocking. This is taking 1-hour time blocks for each of the 24 hours of the day and filling them in. Filling them in with the most important activity for that hour, for that day. Yes, all 24 hours in the day in a digital calendar that can send you reminders. Now, I know this sounds like a lot, but I can tell you that it will make the biggest difference as things start to shift. Now, I teach a full class on how to effectively manage your calendar specifically for real estate agents. So if you want to get more out of yourself and out of your business, go ahead and comment down below and I will make sure and get you that information. Let me give you a few pointers and highlights on what you should focus on for your strategic time blocking. Start with your personal time first, and that includes what I call EMS, eat, move, sleep. So include your meal times in there, include your movement times, whether that's workout at the gym, going for a walk, whatever it might be, and your sleep time. Schedule in what time you're going to go to sleep and what time you're going to get up. Now, I know this sounds like a lot, but trust me, the most successful people in any industry strategically time block. After you've time blocked your personal time block your business time, starting with your lead generation and your lead follow-up. Also schedule in appointments, because that's the whole purpose of your lead generation, is to get an appointment or a referral. You'll see that after you get these things booked in your calendar, there's really not a whole lot of time for anything else. Now, I know this sounds very restrictive, but trust me, it's more restrictive not having a calendar. This allows for freedom when you know what to expect next and you know what's most important is on your calendar. So get strategically time blocking now. All right, here's a third strategy that all agents should be going all in when it comes to what they should be doing in a market shift. And this is really something that all agents should be doing in any market, and also something that should be evaluated and looked at regularly. And that is agent systems and tools, the things that we use on a daily basis that help keep our business running. We have so many systems and tools in our businesses that it's hard to keep track. The reality is we really only use a fraction of all of these systems and tools that either our brokerages provide to us or ones that we purchase on our own. We really only need a few systems and tools to launch, build, and scale profitable real estate businesses. The first one is your CRM, your contact relationship management software. This is where you're going to store all of your contacts, all of your phone numbers, email addresses, social media accounts, notes, everything regarding conversations and contacts that you've had with each individual in your life. You see, when you can bring people from in your life into your business, it all becomes one. Think of your CRM as your mothership, as the hub of all business operations that move your business forward, that allows you to keep track with what you're doing on a daily basis. Your CRM is where everything starts and where everything stops. A big problem that I see with real estate agents in our organization and with agents that I coach is they're not maximizing the potential of the CRMs. So take this time while the market is shifting and really dig your heels into your CRM. Make sure you know what it's capable of and get it set up. If you need to hire someone to help you get it set up, there are plenty of people out there that understand these CRMs at a high level and can get them set up and teach you how to use them. Now, you're probably wondering why this is a specific strategy for a shifting market. And if I hadn't experienced this for myself, I'd probably be asking the same question. So here's a little secret. When the market shifts, most agents forget about their database. They neglect their database because they're so focused on what they're going to need to change in a shifting market that they forget about doing the things that got them to where they're at in the first place. And the ones who double down on their database, they're the ones that are going to earn market share. They are the ones that are going to win in a shifting market. So if you get your CRM dialed in, make sure all of your contacts are updated, your reminders, your email sequences, and your detailed notes, you will be far ahead of the competition as this wave in the shift comes along. And you'll have a solid foundation upon which to build, which will last you the rest of your real estate career. Now, a few other systems to note, because there are a ton of them out there, are your lead generation and your lead follow-up systems, and your tools for using these systems. You also want to focus on your website. This is the first impression that the public's going to see if they're to look you up, Google you, want to find information about you. So make sure your bio is up to date, make sure your picture is up to date, make sure your links are working correctly. And that brings me to our fourth system that all agents should be tracking during this shift. And this brings me back to number one, is their lead generation. Anything that has to do with lead generation, the amount of time, the number of contacts, there's so much that goes into lead generation. All of it needs to be tracked. Agents should also be tracking what they got done each day. So rather than having a to-do list, which is an important thing to do, how about having a got done list? Tracking what was got done. This way you can match up your to-do list with your got done list. And what you'll find is we've usually picked the easiest things off of our to-do list that end up on our got done list. And that's why in many cases we don't feel fulfilled and satisfied after a day where we got a lot of things done, they just didn't happen to be the most important. Also, remember when I talked about EMS, eat, move, sleep? Track it, all of it. The fifth thing that all agents should be focused on in a shifting market is goals. But I want you to forget about goals for a minute, and we're going to focus on systems. I've been a goal setter for many years, and I've accomplished some of them, but I've failed with most of them. I finally realized that the results I was getting had very little to do with my goals and were more so tied to the systems that I was using. The big difference here, and the one that's really important to understand, is that goals are about the results that we want to achieve in our businesses and our lives. And the systems that we create and follow are all about the processes that lead to those results. For example, as a real estate agent, your goal may be to make $1 million. Your system is the way you generate and follow up with leads, the way you time block your day, how you manage your systems and tools, and tracking and knowing your numbers. Are you starting to see how all of this is tying together? So rather than being so focused on our goals, we should be more focused on the systems and processes that we're following. And when we focus on just getting 1% better in each of these areas, Each day, we can make a huge difference in our businesses and our lives. Man, there is so much that we could talk about and unpack here, but I'm going to leave it here now. And I'm going to leave these topics for more videos in the future. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for watching another Modern Agent video. And until next time, see ya.